The city of Ardent Falls never slept. Its skyline shimmered like a crown of glass. But beneath the glow, shadows moved. Not ordinary shadows, living ones. People whispered about them but never spoke too loudly. Because the shadows listened. And one of them used to be human. His name was Liam Cross. Before the accident, he was a detective. Now, he was something else entirely. The night began like any other, cold, restless, and dangerous. Liam sat in his old car, engine humming softly. Rain smeared the neon signs outside. His eyes burned from lack of sleep. He'd been following a lead for weeks, something about stolen tech. Project Radiant, the file said. A secret military experiment. The kind that didn't end well for anyone involved. Liam had seen too many of those. But he didn't expect to find Dr. Seraphine Vale in the middle of it. Seraphine was brilliant, beautiful, and dangerous. She worked for Helios Corp, the company behind Project Radiant. When Liam cornered her in an alley, she didn't run. "You shouldn't have come," she said. "I'm not leaving until I get answers," Liam replied. "Then you'll die with the rest." She pressed a button on a device strapped to her wrist. The sky exploded in white light. The ground shook. Liam's world vanished in a blinding flash. When he woke up, everything was burning. His body felt weightless and raw. His shadow didn't match his shape. It twisted, stretched, moved on its own. "What did you do to me?" he screamed. But Seraphine was gone. Weeks passed before Liam dared to look at himself in the mirror. His eyes glowed faintly, like moonlight through smoke. He could melt into darkness. Literally vanish into it. But every time he did, he felt less human. Voices whispered in the black. "Join us," they said. "You belong here." Liam refused. He needed control. He trained himself, testing, learning, adapting. He could become invisible. He could move faster than bullets. He could even solidify shadows into weapons. But the more power he used, the colder he became. The warmth of his humanity faded each night. "Am I dying?" he asked the mirror. The mirror didn't answer. Months later, Seraphine resurfaced. This time, she wasn't alone. She led an army of light-clad soldiers called the Radiants. Their mission, eradicate shadow anomalies. Liam was their prime target. "You turned me into this," he shouted when they met again. "I saved you," she said coldly. "From what?" "From extinction. You're the next step. I'm not your experiment. You are evolution." Liam lunged, shadows bursting from his hands. Light met darkness. The collision cracked the air. Buildings trembled. The city split into two halves, one glowing, one dark. The war began silently. Then it screamed. Radiance marched through the streets, burning the darkness. Liam fought back, protecting anyone caught between. "You're no hero," Seraphine told him. "Then what am I?" "A fracture in nature." But the people began to call him Shadowlight. A hero made of both worlds. Liam didn't feel like one. He felt like a ghost wearing a man's face. But every time he saved someone, the darkness inside flickered less violently. Maybe he could balance the two. Maybe he could still matter. One night, he found a little girl hiding under a bridge. Her name was Ivy. Her eyes shimmered, one white, one black. She was like him. Half light, half shadow. "Who are your parents?" Liam asked gently. "They said I was a mistake," she whispered. "You're not," he said firmly. From that night, he protected her. Ivy became his purpose. She learned to shape light and darkness like clay. Together, they became a team. A strange father and daughter of twilight. The city began to hope again. But hope attracts monsters. Seraphine created a new weapon, Eclipse, an artificial being made of pure energy. It could absorb both light and shadow. Its perfection, she told her generals. Its death, Liam whispered. When Eclipse awoke, the sun dimmed for hours. Ivy clung to Liam's arm. It's coming, she said softly. The air shimmered with tension. Then the sky ripped open. Eclipse descended like an angel of nothingness. Its voice was hollow. You are air. And you are emptiness, Liam replied. The final war began that night. Buildings melted under the force of light. Shadows devoured entire streets. Liam fought through waves of radiance. Ivy unleashed bursts of golden darkness, a power no one had ever seen. We can win, she said. We can survive, Liam corrected. Eclipse appeared above them, wings made of fractured light. Surrender your essence, it demanded. You'll have to take it, Liam growled. They clashed. Every hit felt like the world ending. The city screamed. Seraphine watched from a tower, tears streaking her face. What have I done, she whispered. She realized she'd created both savior and destroyer. The lines blurred too far to see. The night exploded one last time. Liam knew he couldn't defeat Eclipse alone. Ivy, listen to me, he said. No, she cried. We can do this together. You're the light now. I'm the shadow. Please don't go. This is what I was made for. He placed his hand on her heart. Promise me, keep the balance. Ivy sobbed, nodding. Liam turned to face Eclipse one last time. He drew in every shadow in the city. The world went dark. Even the stars blinked out. Shadowlight, Eclipse hissed. End of line. No, Liam said, smiling faintly. Beginning of hope. He detonated. A blinding surge of light and dark intertwined. Eclipse screamed, then vanished. The city fell silent. Ivy woke in the ruins. The first sunlight in days touched her face. Liam, she called. No answer. Just ashes. But in the light, the shadows danced gently. She smiled through tears. You kept your promise. Months later, she rebuilt what she could. People followed her. They called her Eclipse Breaker. She carried both fire and calm. Seraphine appeared before her one night. You survived. You created me, Ivy said. I created monsters. No, Ivy replied. You created balance. Seraphine looked away. He would have been proud, she whispered. He still is, Ivy said softly. The wind moved like a sigh. Somewhere, faintly, a familiar voice echoed, Good job, kid. Years passed. Ardent Falls became the city of balance. Light towers and shadow gardens coexisted. Crime plummeted. Ivy became its protector. Children played beneath murals of Shadowlight. His story became legend. Some said he was a god. Others said he never existed. Ivy knew the truth. He was both man and myth. His sacrifice was the city's heartbeat. Every dawn, light and shadow met at the horizon, never separate. One night, decades later, the stars flickered strangely. A darkness moved across the sky, but not menacingly. It shimmered like velvet. Ivy, now older, felt her chest tighten. Liam, she whispered. The shadows around her stirred. They formed a shape, tall, calm, familiar. You kept balance, the figure said. I tried. You did more than try. She smiled, tears glinting. Are you alive? Something like that. Then stay. I can't. I am the dark between light, never still. Then promise you'll watch. Always. He reached out, touching her shoulder. Warmth flooded through her. Goodbye, little light, he said. And just like that, he faded back into the horizon. After Ivy's death, a monument was built in the city square. Two figures, one of pure marble light, the other of obsidian shadow, holding hands. The plaque read, "The balance is the highest form of strength." Generations later, children lit candles before it. The stories changed over time. Some said they were lovers. Some said siblings. Some said gods. But one thing remained constant: the world remembered them. Then, in the year 2199, the lights of Ardent Falls began to flicker. Energy storms shook the horizon. A scientist named Dr. Nor Vance discovered readings of dark energy returning. The Shadowlight Pulse, she called it. "It's his power," she whispered in awe. "It's waking up again." Nor found the source in an ancient ruin below the city. The chamber walls were scorched but still humming. At the center, a black crystal pulsing faintly. She touched it. A whisper filled her mind, "Careful with the dark." Nor gasped and stumbled back. But the crystal flared and shattered. Light and shadow burst out. A wave rippled through the city. Lights failed. Shadows came alive again. People screamed, not in fear, but recognition. They felt the balance shift once more. Nor stood trembling, surrounded by dancing silhouettes. "Who's there?" The air shimmered. A man stepped forth, cloaked in twilight. "My name," he said, "is Liam Cross." The world gasped. Liam had returned, not flesh, but energy given form. Nor knelt. "Shadowlight. Once," he said. "Now, just balance." "Why return?" "Because humanity forgets." "Forgets what?" "That light without shadow blinds." He walked through the ruins, each step restoring power. Nor followed. "What happens now?" "Now, I find the new light." He found her, a young girl with white hair and black eyes. "Who are you?" he asked. "I'm Leora," she said shyly. "I see both sides." "Then the world will need you." He placed his hand on her forehead. The fire of twilight passed into her. "Carry it well," he said. "Will I see you again?" "You already do," he smiled. Then he faded, becoming part of the light around her. Years later, Leora grew into the next protector of Ardent Falls. Her powers shone brighter and darker than ever before. She balanced storms, healed cities, and united divided nations. People began to whisper a new name, Dawnveil. In every crisis, she felt him, guiding her. "What would you do, Liam?" she'd ask. And in the stillness, his voice answered, "Be both." She did. Under her watch, light and shadow no longer fought, they danced. The world entered an age of peace and art. Children painted with glowing inks made from dark crystals. Cities floated between day and night. Humanity had evolved, balanced, aware, whole. Leora stood atop the heliospire one final time. "Thank you," she whispered to the stars. The wind carried a familiar laugh. "You've done well." She smiled. The horizon shimmered, a half gold, half black. "Balance," she said softly, "is life." The world agreed. The legend of Shadowlight became sacred history. The people no longer feared darkness, nor worshipped light blindly. They embraced both as one truth. And in that harmony, the universe itself glowed. From the deepest void to the brightest sun, Liam's essence lingered. Watching, guiding, smiling. The story of Shadowlight became a prayer. Every dawn, people whispered it in unison, "We are light. We are shadow. We are one." The stars flickered, answering softly. The wind carried warmth and calm together. Balance endured forever. The legend never died. Because heroes like Shadowlight never truly fade, they simply become the light behind every shadow.